Tonalist. Foaled February 11, 2011, is an American thoroughbred racehorse best known for winning the 2014 Belmont Stakes, beating the favored California Chrome, who was attempting to win the Triple Crown. Tonalist won the Peter Pan Stakes in May 2014. He is the first horse since A.P. Indy in 1992 to win the Peter Pan Belmont Double. Later in the year he defeated older horses to win the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Background: Tonalist is an unusually large bay colt, standing 17 hands, 68 inches, 173 centimeters high, with an irregular white blaze bred in Kentucky by the Virginia-based Woods Lane Farm. He was sired by Tapit, a gray son of Pulpit, who won the Wood Memorial Stakes and started second favorite for the 2004 Kentucky Derby. Tapit has become a successful breeding stallion with other progeny including Hanson, Stardom Bound, Tapit's Fly, Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf, Tapazar, Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, and Untapeable, Kentucky Oaks. Tonalist's Dam, Settling Mist, a daughter of the Kentucky Derby winner Pleasant Colony, won once from 19 starts in 2002 and 2003. As a great-granddaughter of the broodmare Missy Barber, Settling Mist was closely related to several major winners including Summer Squall, A.P. Indy, Duke of Marmalade and Lemon Drop Kid. As a yearling, Tonalist was consigned to the Fredericton sale in August 2012 by Wayne and Kathy Sweesley on behalf of Wood Lane Farms owners, Renee and Lauren Wilcott. Wayne Sweesley described the colt as one of the most stunning horses we had ever had on the farm. I've raised a lot of horses in my time, and he was special, not only in his looks but also in his temperament, but explained that after a growth spurt in July he looked less impressive when he entered the sales ring. He was not sold as he failed to reach his reserve price of $195,000. Shortly after the sale, Tonalist was bought privately by Robert S. Evans, largely because of a family connection. His father, Thomas Mellon Evans, had won the Kentucky Derby with Pleasant Colony. The colt was sent into training with the French-born trainer Christophe Clement, best known as a trainer of turf horses. Racing career: 2013, 2-year-old season. On his only appearance as a 2-year-old, Tonalist started a 16-1 outsider for a maiden race at Aqueduct Racetrack on November 16 and finished fourth of the 9 runners behind Matterhorn. According to Equibase, he was towards the rear in the early stages and was forced 5 wide on the final turn but made some progress in the closing stages. 2014, 3-year-old season. Tonalist began his second season at Gulfstream Park in Florida, winning a maiden race over 9 furlongs in January and running second to Constitution in an allowance race a month later. Any chance he had of competing in the major trials for the Triple Crown ended when he contracted a lung infection which disrupted his training schedule. In May he was moved up sharply in class when he contested the Grade 2 Peter Pan Stakes at Belmont Park. Wearing blinkers for the first time, he was ridden by Joel Rosario and started the 6-5 favorite against 6 opponents on a sloppy track. He stumbled at the start but recovered to take the lead after a quarter of a mile and went clear in the straight to win by 4 lengths from Commissioner. After the race, Clement commented, "What impressed me was the last eighth of a mile, when he opened up again. I was very worried about the wet track. I don't breeze my horses on the wet track, so that was a complete question mark." He answered that pretty nicely. "Let's see how the horse comes out of it. But of course we have to think about the Belmont Stakes." Rosario said, "He was doing it easy. He was doing it on his own. I don't think we were going that fast. He can go 1.5 miles. I think he can run all day. He's a big horse with a long stride. When you get him in the bridle, The more you ask, the more he'll give. On June 7th, in front of a crowd of 120,000, Tonalist contested the 146th running of the Belmont Stakes, which attracted much attention as California Chrome, the winner of the Kentucky Derby and Preakness Stakes, attempted to become the first horse since, affirmed in 1978, to complete the Triple Crown. Clement professed his lack of concern when Tonalist was drawn on the complete outside of the 11-runner field, saying, "He's a really big horse with a long stride, so he can basically run his own race without worrying about anybody else." After a late surge of support in the betting, he started the 9.2 over 1/5 choice behind California Chrome, Wicked Strong, Ride on Curlin, runner-up in the Preakness, and Commanding Curve, runner-up in the Derby. Tonalist broke well from his outside draw and was third behind Commissioner and General A-Rod. After the first half-mile, he maintained his position despite being forced forward on the final turn and gradually wore down the opposition in the straight to win by a head from Commissioner, with Medal Count in third and California Chrome dead heating with Wicked Strong for fourth. After the race, Rosario commented, "He was going easy. I didn't want to be too far behind. When I got to the 3/8 pole I was a little confident. I was worried a little bit turning for home. But he started picking them up." Evans said, "This morning I went to my father's grave and thanked him for putting me in this position. I've been where Steve Coburn has been, and it's not fun. I remember it was real quiet after we lost, when Pleasant Colony finished third in the Belmont. In 1981, when asked to respond to Coburn's statement that he had taken the coward's way by not running his horse in the first two legs of the series, Evans said, "I don't think I have a comment on that." Tonalist returned from a 7-week break for the Jim Dandy Stakes over 9 furlongs at Saratoga Racecourse on July 26. He raced in 5th place before making progress in the straight but was unable to catch Wicked Strong and finished second, beaten 2 1/4 lengths. In the Travers Stakes on August 23, he pressed the pace on front-running Bayern and ran second for most of the race, but though he ran willingly, finished third behind winner V.E. Day in second place Wicked Strong. On September 27, Tonalist faced Wicked Strong, V.E. Day and the leading older horse Marino in the Jockey Club Gold Cup over 10 furlongs at Belmont. For this race, Clement removed the blinkers that the colt had worn in his recent races. He started the 3-1 favorite and won by 1 3/4 lengths from Zevo with Long River in third. Marino was disqualified from fourth to last for cutting in and clipping heels with Wicked Strong, resulting in the fall of his jockey, Rajiv Mara, who suffered a broken arm. Wicked Strong ran loose on the track, but did not cause problems for the other horses as he moved to the outside. After the race, Clement admitted that he should have run the horse without blinkers in the Travers, while Rosario said, "He didn't get out very quick, but I just let him run on his own. He's a one-paced horse, and when he starts going, he goes forever." In the 31st running of the Breeders' Cup Classic at Santa Anita Park on November 1, Tonalist started the 4.4 over 1 joint second choice in the betting, behind Shared Belief and alongside California Chrome. Rosario held the colt up at the back of the 14-runner field in the early stages, and although Tonalist made steady progress in the second half of the race, he never looked likely to threaten the leaders and finished 5th, 5 lengths behind the winner Bayern. 2015 4-year-old season. Tonalist began his third season in the Grade 3 Westchester Handicap at Belmont on May 2, 2015. He maintained his perfect record at the track, overcoming a low start to win by 3 3/4 lengths from Confrontation. Commenting on the colt's progress, his jockey Joe Bravo said, He was a boy when I rode him at Gulfstream, and it's funny to now see him as a man. He just completely grew into himself. On the 6th of June, Tonalist started the 1.7/1 favorite for the Metropolitan Handicap over a mile at Belmont, facing a field which included Bayern, Wicked Strong and Honor Code. After being restrained in the early stages, he made steady progress in the straight and finished second, 3 3/4 lengths behind the winner Honor Code. 4 weeks later, Tonalist carried top weight of 123 pounds in the Suburban Handicap and started 9/20th favourite, but was beaten ahead into second by the James Jerkins-trained FNX. The Colt was the beaten favourite for the third time in succession when he contested the Whitney Stakes at Saratoga on August 8. On this occasion, he finished strongly after trailing the field for most of the way to take third, behind Honor Code and Liam's Map. On October 3, after an 8-week break, Tonalist attempted to repeat his 2014 success in the Jockey Club Gold Cup and started favourite, ahead of 5 opponents, including FNX, Wicked Strong and Constitution. Don Handicap. After racing towards the rear, he took the lead in the stretch and drew away to win by 4 3/4 lengths from Wicked Strong, with FNX almost 7 lengths back in third. Clement commented, "I've never lost my faith in the horse. I never thought he was disappointing. He was a bit unlucky for the year, but the way he won today was very impressive." Following a 5th-place finish in the Breeders' Cup Classic on October 31 and a win in the Cigar Mile Handicap on November 28, Tonalist was retired. Owner Robert Evans said at the time of Tonalist's retirement that the horse was still sound and he was planning to race him in 2016. But the economic pressures make it hard to keep him in training. Tonalist will stand at Bill Farish's Lanes End Farm in 2016. Pedigree.